Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Fall 2023 Mentor Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony. My name is Jeff Cassell. I'm the athletic director here at Mentor High School, and it's my pleasure to have us all get together tonight to get together with a class that is pretty special to me. And we're all grateful to have these people with us and be able to join our hall. As you came in tonight, you got to see where these plaques to the right of me here will eventually be hanging over the next, basically for the life of Mentor High School. So for that, we're very grateful for these guys and these teams to be here tonight. A few thank yous before we begin the actual ceremony tonight. You know, I want to thank the Mentor Schools Board of Education and the administration for their support of not only the athletics in the Mentor Schools, but also support for this Hall of Fame. They support us, obviously, financially and those things, but just to have this kind of event in a beautiful venue like this and be able to recognize our alumni is a very special thing, and I appreciate their support. I also want to make sure that I thank our Hall of Fame committee of Heather Ambrose, Bob Burwald, Matt Gray, Denise Marinick, Don Schutz, Bob Civic, Sarah Smurdell, and Chris Whitaker. Their help and support of putting this on and contacting you and making sure that you had all the information for the inductees, I very much appreciate. You know, this class is a truly special one for me. I've been here a long time now, and this actually is the first induction class that I have personally worked with all of these teams or all of these individuals in some fashion or another, whether it was when I was the athletic trainer here at Mentor or as athletic director. Tonight we're inducting our first bowlers of any sort in the Hall of Fame. From our longest tenured bowling coach to 2 state placing teams to 2 state runners up, the sport of bowling has grown and now has a solid legacy at Mentor High because of these individuals that are here tonight. We have 2 members from our state championship basketball team that excelled on and off the court and field and made their mark after Mentor High, and they have a special place here as that team was inducted in the spring. We have one of our Hall of Fame members in Brady DeMel, who's now back coaching as our head boys lacrosse coach here at Mentor High School. We have the second boys soccer team in school history to make it to the state championship along with their team leader going into the hall, and that should not be overlooked, as well as one of the finest girls track and field athletes in school history who dominated the track while she was a Cardinal. And finally, a gentleman that if you are from Mentor, you know in one shape, form, or another, because I saw half of the city of Mentor here in the lobby with him tonight. As an athletic director, your game staff is critical, and you need to have people that you can consistently know that they're going to be there for you, and you know that they'll do what you need them to do. Mr. Danberg is that to a T, and I hope he knows that replacing him after this football season is going to be one of the hardest jobs that I'll ever have. So with that being said, Mr. Danberg is our MC for the evening, but we certainly can't have him introduce himself to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. So I'm asking his son, Curtis, to come up here on the stage to introduce our first inductee, Mr. Rick Danberg.
Thank you, Jeff. Certainly an honor to be up here representing our family to introduce my father, Rick Danberg, who's being inducted into the Mentor High School Sports Hall of Fame for his 50 years as the voice of the Mentor Cardinals. Was started 60 years ago in 1963 as the PA announcer as a high school student for his Gainesville High Purple Hurricanes football team in Florida, has culminated into a career that has allowed him to be a part of so many great and incredible sports moments, primarily right here at Mentor High School, calling Friday night football games, Mentor wrestling tournaments, and the annual Mentor Relays. While he certainly enjoyed making a legacy impact in his 30-plus years as a health and physical education teacher in the Mentor system, I've had a front row seat to see firsthand how excited Dad gets putting on his Cardinals baseball cap, grabbing his bag and his binoculars and clipboard in the bag, and heading to a Friday night football game. The legacy of his voice tied to a Friday night is pretty special in Mentor. Whether you're at a game, driving by the stadium, living in the surrounding area, or listening to the broadcast, Dad's booming voice is certainly recognizable, especially with the team's run out onto the field, or the advertisements over the years like Chick-fil-A, or frequent reminders of the Music Mentor's 50-50 raffle. I can't tell you how impactful it was for me, and I know my brother Jared would certainly agree, to join Dad on so many Friday nights growing up. especially the years for me when I was a ball boy starting at Memorial Junior High School and transitioning to the current Jerome T. Osborne Senior Stadium. It truly was one of the highlights of my childhood to walk in with him, saying hi to the entire community, all his former students, and seeing him up in his element in the press box, taking so much pride in a hobby he's so passionate of. I want to thank the Mentor High School Sports Hall of Fame Induction Committee for recognizing Dad with this incredible honor. Special thanks to Jeff Casella for supporting my dad through all these years. I also want to take this time to thank and honor Pam Chrysler, who we recently lost this past summer, who was Dad's spotter for many years up in the press box and is certainly missed. Finally, I'd like to thank my mom, Nancy Danberg, for allowing Dad to do this for so many years, especially the years when he was gone as the sixth grade camp director. He'd be there for 6 weeks. He'd come back after a long week, say hi, and then head to the stadium to announce games. So you finally get him back on a Friday night in the fall. Good luck with that. Before we introduce Dad, I do want to bring to the stage my brother Jared and Rick's grandkids, Tyler, Hannah, Lena, Griffin, and Perry, to come to the stage right now, please. We thought it would be appropriate for Tyler to take the mic in honor of his papa and lead us in the line heard all around Mentor every Friday night home football game in the fall. Tyler?
There's only one way to get this Hall of Fame induction ceremony started. Feel free to join us in saying, "Here come the Cardinals!"
Rick, come on up.
Congratulations to our Papa, Rick Danberg, on being an honorary inductee this year into the Mentor High School Sports Hall of Fame. Come on up, Papa.
Thank you. Here. Get to put that on. Wow. Wow. I'm going to make my comments brief. Thank you so much to my loving family. I want to thank Nancy, Curtis, aka Rusty, Jared, my wonderful 5 grandchildren, but especially my 2 sons, who sacrificed so much for, "Hey, Dad, are we going to do this Friday night? I have a ball game at Mentor High School." And he goes, "Oh." But anyway, I want to thank them so much. I will share a little story. He mentioned that I started in 1963 at Gainesville High School because I grew up in Gainesville, Florida. And then I went on to High Point College, and there happened to be an opening for the announcer for the basketball team. So I did that also for my sophomore, junior, and senior year. I took a year off from Mentor Schools to go back to be a graduate assistant in the Bowling Green Phys Ed department. And all of a sudden, surprise, there was an opening for an announcer for wrestling, for lacrosse, and I was a substitute announcer for the basketball team. And so when I came back to Mentor in 1972, the announcing job opened up. And I believe they called me over to the superintendent's office, and the superintendent at that time gave me a script. And he said, "Rick, would you please read the script?" And I went, and I think it was something like this: "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome tonight to Cardinal Stadium." He goes, "You have the job." So a very, very wonderful person in my life, and I wanted to share this tonight, very influential, was my speech teacher at Gainesville High School. Her name was Mary Elliott. She lived to be 100, and I was very honored to have her call me up. And she said, "Rick, I want you to fly down to Gainesville, Florida, and be my master of ceremonies for her 100th birthday." But she taught me speech. She believed in when you speak with a purpose. You speak with enthusiasm. You speak with inflection. And she had a rule in our room that anytime you got up to speak, we would stand up. But Mrs. Elliott had such a profound effect on my life. And that's why I speak today very clearly, because of the wonderful wonderful teacher that I had at Gainesville High School. In 2005, we moved to Avon because I had the distinct pleasure of babysitting my wonderful 2-month-old grandson, Tyler. And I was driving back and forth from Mentor to Avon, and I said, we got to do something about this, Nancy. We are going to move west. So we moved west. We went to Avon. As we get to Avon in 2005, Nancy said to me, Rick, I suppose when we move to Avon, you will give up your announcing job in Mentor because it will be a long drive. I said to her lovingly and nicely, I suppose not. And I did not want to break my string. I loved driving over from Avon over to Mentor. So anyway, in closing, I told my sons and my family I'd make this short. I know next year I won't be able to say, here come the Cardinals, but I will say to my beautiful wife, Nancy, Nancy, I'm home. Thank you.
I'm going to just set this to the side for you. Get rid of this. Here, don't go too far, Rick. All right, before Mr. Danberg leaves the stage, though, we're going to have him stay here. Rick, where are you going? You still got to do your job. I'm not letting you off yet. So Rick has emceed this event as well for as many years as I've been running it, so I'm going to turn things back over to him now to be our MC of the evening for the remainder of our inductees. So thank you, Mr. Danberg.
Thank you, Jeff. Well, that was wonderful, having my grandchildren come out and do that. That was very touching and very loving. This is a very special evening, especially for everybody who's going to be inducted tonight into the Mentor High School Athletic Hall of Fame. The first recipient tonight was a genuine individual who unfortunately lost his battle with cancer in 2022. He left a very, very wonderful impact on all of the students that he coached and he taught. Mike Phillips, bowling coach. Coach Mike Phillips helped to establish the Mentor High School bowling program into one of the top programs in the state. In both boys and girls competitions, his teams dominated Greater Cleveland Conference competition and at the OHSAAA sectional level. His teams were regulars at the district tournaments and eventually took their annual trips to the OHSAAA state championships. He was known for his passion for the sport of bowling and his influence over the local bowling houses in promoting the sport of bowling. He had several of his high school bowlers compete at the collegiate level. Mike was the GCC Coach of the Year 9 times and won 5 sectional championships during his tenure. Coach Phillips, as I said before, unfortunately lost his battle with cancer in 2022 and will forever be part of the Cardinal Athletic Department. Accepting on behalf of the family is Mike's daughter, Christine Mahan. I met the family out in the lobby tonight. What a wonderful family, and I know Mike would be very, very proud to be here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Phillips, bowling coach, Christine Mahan, would you please come forward?
So I sat down and I tried to figure out and write a script for tonight, and the more I tried, the harder it got. I would like to thank Mentor High School and the athletic department and Jeff and everybody who nominated my dad for the Hall of Fame. He would be so ecstatic to be here in front of all of you today. his love for bowling and his love for teaching the students how to bowl, there's just no measurement to what he had. I knew when I called him, I couldn't call Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I could call on Thursdays because the bowling facility wouldn't let him in. So I knew I could call any other night. Just Thursday was the only one I was allowed to. My dad loved bowling. My dad loved teaching the kids. He went and bought my kids, I have 3 boys, he went and bought them all bowling balls, and from the time they were old enough to walk, he tried to teach them how to bowl too. Sorry. When my dad started getting sick, we all asked him to go to the doctors. And the very first thing he said was, "It's bowling season. I have to wait until after bowling season." And I said, "All right, Dad." And then when he started getting really sick, he goes, "I have state tournaments this weekend, and as soon as I get back, I promise you I'll go." And I said, "All right, Dad." That year, the bowling tournament was March 12th and 13th, and on March 15th, we found out that he had cancer. It didn't matter what it was. He wanted to make sure that the kids got to state and got to bowl in their tournament. I love you, Dad. I miss you. And I know that everybody here would be so proud of everything that you've accomplished here at Mentor. And keep bowling on, Dad, up there in heaven. We miss you. Thank you, guys.
Our next recipient tonight is Brady DeMel, the class of 2007. He was an athlete in football, ice hockey, and lacrosse. Brady DeMel was a 3-sport athlete for the Mentor Cardinals. While at Mentor, he competed in football, hockey, and lacrosse. He won 3 varsity letters in football and was team captain his senior year. He was named to the Plain Dealer All-Star First Team in 2004 and was all defensive line in 2005 with the Lake County Touchdown Club. He won the Mentor William Steiger Award in 2005. His senior year, he was first team All-District, All-Ohio Special Mention, and the Lake Erie League Lineman of the Year. He was invited to play in the Big 33 All-Star football game. That's quite an honor. In hockey, he was a 4-year letter winner and was named to the News Herald All-Star First Team in 3 of those years. He was team captain his senior year and played in the Ohio Senior All-Star Game. He held the all-time leading scoring record for the Cardinals until the record was broken in 2019. He also won 2 letters in lacrosse while being named Mentor's Defensive Most Valuable Player. After Mentor, he went on to play football at the United States Naval Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, now inducted into the Mentor High School Hall of Fame, Mr. Brady DeMel.
Thank you. All right. So, first I want to say thank you. I'm honored to be and humbled to be inducted into the Mentor High School Hall of Fame, excuse me, along with the rest of the inductees. So I just want to thank the committee for inducting all of us tonight. This journey wasn't just about winning games or breaking records. It was about determination, resilience, and the unyielding belief that with hard work and dedication, we can overcome any obstacle in our path. One of the biggest lessons I learned through my youth and through Mentor High School is the importance of teamwork. While I stand here as an individual in the Hall of Fame, I did not reach this milestone alone. It was the coaches who believed in me, the teammates who stood by my side, and the unwavering support of my family that propelled me forward to this day. Teamwork is the bedrock of sports, and it's a quality that I try and preach to my players that I now coach to this day to carry with them for the rest of their lives. Another lesson I've learned is the power of belief, not just in oneself, but in those around you. Parents play a big role in part of this because they support their child's dreams. Your belief in them, even when they may doubt themselves, is what can help them reach their full potential. Again, as we celebrate this moment, I urge everybody to remember the significance of this achievement goes beyond the accolade itself. It serves as a symbol of what can be accomplished through teamwork, determination, and belief. Now is my turn to coach and encourage my players to do exactly what I went through in high school, in the face of adversity, to embrace the power of teamwork and to believe in themselves. I hope to one day come back here and support those players being inducted into the Hall of Fame at Mentor High School. And I want to just say thank you again to the committee, Mentor High School, and congrats to the rest of this year's inductees. Thank you.
Our next recipient, Mr. Jeff Foreman, class of 2013, basketball. Jeff left an indelible mark on Mentor High School basketball team as a team leader and fierce competitor. As team captain, he led the 2013 Cardinals to their first ever state basketball championship. While at Mentor as captain, he led the Cards to the 2013 state championship. He was the first team All-News Herald, first team All-Plain Dealer, Associated Press Honorable Mention All-Ohio his senior year. He was named Cardinal Cage Club MVP and was the Ohio Division I State Championship MVP. He was invited to participate in the Greater Cleveland Basketball Coaches Association All-Star Game and also the News Herald Classic All-Star Game. He finished his career in Mentor in the top 20 in points for career and points scored in a season at Mentor. He was in the top 15 in three-point shots made. He went on to play collegiate basketball at Mount Union University in Alliance, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Foreman, class of 2013.
Good evening. I am honored to be up here. I do want to start first by thanking the committee, Jeff Casella, Denise Demokas, for the hard work, the tireless work they did. I did make it difficult for them to get a hold of me and make sure that I was here tonight. But they did work tirelessly, communicating with me and working on this to get all the inductees up here. So I do have to thank them. I also want to congratulate all the other inductees that are here tonight. It's a special group to be a part of. I do want to thank quite a few people. I do have to start with my family. I'll start with my cousin and my aunt, and what really set me forward with basketball and wanting to be with the Mentor program. I remember looking up to them, going to games and being excited to one day be a part of a program that he was so proud to be a part of. My sister, who also played volleyball for Mentor, she really set the tone for me to be an athlete and grow up in the program and the community, but she also kept me straight outside of athletics in school and all around. My mother, probably my best supporter, the sacrifices that she made alongside my stepfather, who made financial sacrifices, and all the things that they did for me to get me to go to AAU and travel around the country, play travel ball, and really develop my skills. So I'm grateful for them in many ways. I also want to thank the coaching staff, Aaron May, Neil Grants, and Coach Bob Krasancic. They were so much more than coaches to me. They were role models. They were father figures as well. They helped me in and outside, or on and off the basketball court. really left an imprint on me and what it took to grow up and do more than just be an athlete. So I'm super grateful for them. I do want to read an excerpt that Coach K put in the book that he wrote. It really defines what he did for me and the imprint that he left on me. But more so, I'm just grateful that I left an impression on him, that he felt the need to do this and put this in his book. It really embraces his ideology of being able to get the most out of yourself, be the best that you can be in all facets of life. Things that this program, this school district, this community were able to do for me as a, as a young man growing up. So I totaled it my motivation. It's a lot of things that he had said to us over the years. But it says, live with the pain of discipline today so you don't have to live with the pain of regret tomorrow. At the time, I never knew who said it. All I remember is my coach repeating it to us in the locker room time and time again. When he talked about working hard, he talked about working harder. He told us eventually we would get it. We would understand to be elite in everything we did. He would question our manhood. He would ask, why would you ever leave the gym if you weren't 100% confident in your shot, your handle, your defense, your game? When you have the opportunity to make a dream become a reality, why would you ever choose to be average? Coach K told us the mental is to the physical as 4 is to 1. The will to win is the way to win, and without the will, there is no way. When talking about team success, Coach K said, we can't win with boys, and we won't lose with men. To do this, you have to be willing to give up what you like in order to achieve success in the things you love. When you get it, it will click. What you will realize is that what lies behind you and what lies ahead of you is insignificant compared to what lies within you. Destiny is not a matter of chance. Destiny is a matter of choice. When you crossed the locker room to the court, you knew as a player on his team to believe in yourself, to believe in your ability, and that no one, absolutely no one, works harder or plays harder than a Mentor Cardinal. It obviously it left a big impression on me. It's something that I carry with me, with my relationships in life. I carry it into work every single day. I think that it really encompasses what it means to be a Mentor Cardinal, what it means to grow up in this community, what it means to be a part of an athletic program that has been so successful. So I do have to thank Coach K for all he's done for me. I don't think that I would ever reach my potential. I don't think that I would do a lot of the things that I did in high school to achieve an award as such. He has an innate ability to know 2 parts of everybody, and that's what their breaking point is, and to push you to that point so that he would be able to get you to the other point of which is your full potential. So he's a father figure to me. He's an amazing coach, and I really cannot thank him enough for getting the most out of me that he was able to do. So again, thank you to the committee. Congratulations to all the participants, and I appreciate it.
Our next recipient, Jake Lombardo, class of 2014. Jake Lombardo led the 2013 boys soccer team to a state runner-up finish. The All-American soccer player was named Cleveland.com and News Herald Player of the Year. He was first team All-Ohio and named Northeast Ohio Conference Most Valuable Player for the 2013 season. En route to the state championship match, Jake scored the winning goals in the regional final win over Massillon Jackson and in the state semifinal win over Anthony Wayne. In his senior season, he tallied 23 goals, 8 assists to lead the Fighting Cardinals. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Lombardo.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Oh, awesome. Great. Thanks. So I just want to have a couple thank yous for some people out there. So first, I want to thank the Hall of Fame committee here at Mentor High School. Thank you for the induction, and thank you for Jeff and team getting this scheduled and set up. I'd like to thank 3 coaches from my high school days. Coach Steve Civic, Coach Payne, and then Coach Bill. The three of you helped mold me into the player that I became and ended up going into college and playing. So I appreciate everything you did for me from a coaching standpoint, a mentoring standpoint. I'd like to thank my family for loving and supporting me, good games and unfortunately the bad games they did play. And finally, and certainly last but not least, I'd like to thank my teammates. Thank you all for the support, the fun, the laughter, and making this the best soccer team ever in the Mentor High School boys history. So I appreciate it. Thank you again to the committee, and thank you, everybody.
Our next recipient, Cade McClure, class of 2014, football, basketball, and baseball. Cade McClure was a three-sport athlete at Mentor High. In baseball, he was a two-time team captain for the Mentor Cardinals. In both 2013 and 2014, he was named to the News Herald and Plain Dealer All-Star teams. In 2013, he was first-team All-District and was named Northeast Ohio Conference Pitcher of the Year. In 2014, he was All-State Honorable Mention. He was a member of the 2013 State Championship basketball team, scoring 586 career points and being All-Ohio Honorable Mention. He was first-team All-Lake Erie League and first-team All-Lake County. He won 2 varsity letters as member of the Cardinals football team. Cade went on to play baseball at the University of Louisville and was drafted by the Chicago White Sox of Major League Baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cade McClure.
Good evening, everybody. Just want to take a moment to say thank you for everyone who was able to come out tonight and take some time out of their busy schedule to support myself and the other honorees for tonight. My mom and dad, thank you guys for everything. The countless hours going to tournaments, practices, games, even to this day, still traveling to watch me play wherever it is in the country. I appreciate you guys, and it's something I can never repay you for. To my other friends and family, thank you guys again, watching games late at night and traveling to come see me from youth till now. To my beautiful wife, thank you. We don't live a normal life. We're not home for many months of the year, but you're a trooper, and thank you, and I love you for that. To my coaches, it's crazy what a coach can do for you. They're able to mold you into what they want. And I think there's good and bad to that. And I think the good parts are what stick with you. Growing up in a community such as Mentor, I wanted to go to every youth basketball, football, baseball camp that there was. I wanted to be a Mentor Cardinal, whatever that meant at some point in my life. I used to run the halls when I was a ball boy for the basketball team and look at the pictures on the Hall of Fame wall thinking, man, those guys are old, that's going to be some little kid in a few years looking at me going, that guy's old, But I wanted to be Bart Tansky. I wanted to be Joe Meyer. I wanted to be whatever the Mentor Cardinal was at that time. And, it's really cool to be a part of this, this club. Like I said, growing up in a town like Mentor, it's very supportive. The community is involved. I go on to play in college and professionally where you talk to people and it's not like this everywhere you go. And it's awesome to be able to look back and reflect and realize how special these moments were. It's different. With the basketball program, kind of what Jeff touched on, and with what Coach K can do, he can push you to a breaking point. But growing up with his son Connor, I saw Dad Coach K and Coach K. Different times in my life, I liked the other one more than the other, but I think looking back now, the coach version of Coach K is someone that I appreciate more now than in the moment when I had it. Just a quick story. I remember walking into the weight room my freshman year of college. major college baseball. There's some upperclassmen. I'm 17, 18 years old, and I walk in and there's trash cans everywhere. I'm thinking to myself, what are those for? They got a leak in the ceiling, what's going on? And I nudge a buddy, like, oh, dude, those are puke buckets. Get ready. I'm like, here we go. Day one. And hour passes. I look around the room, and it's got some guys on the ground. Some guys are puking, and I'm thinking, man, that's it. And I attribute that to the workouts in the summer with Coach Triv and the baseball conditioning with Coach Taylor, and then I call it cross country practice with Coach K. And for those moments to kind of lead to something where you can look back and thank them in the moment when you hated it so much is something that you can really appreciate. So just want to say thank you again to the honoraries tonight, the Hall of Fame committee, the athletic department, Mr. Casella, everyone who was able to help put this show on. So thank you guys, and have a great rest of your night. What's that?
Our next recipient, Mr. Aisha Muhammad, class of 2016, track and field. Aisha Muhammad was a stellar athlete on the track for the Cardinals. The Cardinals team captain was a multiple state qualifier and led the Cardinals during her career. She was named Mentor's Team Most Valuable Performer all 4 years of her career and was the MVP of the Mentor Relays all 4 years she competed in them. She was a state qualifier as the member of the 4x2 100-meter relay team and had a 6th place finish in the 100-meter hurdles, a 4th place finish in the 4x400-meter relay, and a 3rd place finish in the 300-meter hurdles in the state during her career at Mentor High School. Aisha went on to compete in track and field at the University of Pittsburgh. We are so honored to have, ladies and gentlemen, Aisha Muhammad, class of 2016.
Good afternoon. I'm going to start off by saying I'm extremely nervous to be standing up here right now, but nonetheless, I'm excited, I'm grateful, and I'm honored to be standing here. I wanted to start out by giving a congratulations to the rest of the class that's being inducted today. I actually got the honor of sitting in at my college Hall of Fame last weekend, so I practiced this speech. Secondly, I wanted to give a thank you to the nominating committee and specifically Coach Burwald, because you let me know a couple of years ago, actually, that you nominated me for this award. So thank you guys, and I'm honored to be here. I wanted to start out with a couple of thank yous to the most influential people in my life, starting off with Coach Butler. I'm not sure if he's here today, but he was one of my first coaches running track and field. When I was in middle school, he sent me a letter, by the way, I still have it to this day, and he told me that he was excited to have me on the team, and he introduced himself as the head coach. And then from there, he was the person that always went on to encourage me and to push me to be the best athlete that I could. Secondly, Coach Burwald. Coach Burwald, you mean a lot to me, and I can't say thank you from the bottom of my heart because you've done more for me than a lot of people have, so thank you. From tracking me down in the hallways, telling me that I needed to stop playing volleyball and run indoor track, to helping me get recruited to the college that I then went on to hurdle for, so thank you. Coach Butterfield, you're like a second mom to me, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you as well. You've done a lot for me, and I know I wasn't always the easiest, and I know I always didn't listen to the things you told me. For example, you told me not to switch my blocks at the state meet, and what did I do? I switched them anyway. By the way, you were correct, I shouldn't have done that, but you live and you learn. But thank you. To my parents, I don't think that thank you will ever be enough, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. I think that a lot of the success that I've had as a person and a lot of the success that I have as an athlete came from you guys. You guys always challenged me and gave me the opportunities to succeed in life and in track. So thank you, and I love you guys and appreciate everything you guys have done for me. I also have to say thank you to my brothers, although all of them aren't here today. Two of them are here today. And so I wanted to tell everybody that in track, I always knew I needed to practice hard in hopes that one day I would beat you guys in a race. So that always encouraged me to go harder. I never did that, but I practiced hard in hopes that one day I would beat you guys in a race. So hopefully my day's coming. But lastly, you guys all heard my athletic accomplishments throughout my time here, and I'm thankful and blessed to be able to have those experiences and opportunities. All of those things are memories that I'll never forget, and memories that have lived on with me and that have influenced me in my life and my collegiate career as well. Emma, I saw you here as well. You've been a big part of my life as well. We went through high school together, from regionals, states, making shirts before the state meet, the practice sessions before states, so thank you as well. My time at Mentor showed me a sense of community and showed me that I'm able to compete at the highest level as to I went on to do. It also taught me to pursue my passions and work hard and always strive to be the best person and athlete that I could be to myself and to the fellow community. Again, I wanted to thank everybody for your support. Thank you again to the nominating committee. Once a card, always a card.
Our next recipient, Mr. Kevin Oravez, class of 2013, bowling. Kevin Oravez helped lead the Cardinals to a 2011-2012 third place finish in the state, and that same year was runner-up in the state of Ohio as an individual bowling a 699 series. He was the first individual state qualifier in bowling in Mentor history, leading the Cardinals to a 32-1 overall record during his junior year. His senior year, he was Northeast Ohio Conference champion, first team All-Ohio, Plain Dealer Bowler of the Year, and Mentor Team MVP. He held season averages of 201 as a junior and 198 as a senior. He went on to bowl at The Ohio State University and had a professional career. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Oravez.
All right, well, good evening, everybody. First, I would like to congratulate all the other inductees tonight. Not many people get this honor, so this is pretty special. Second, I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee, specifically Chris Whitaker, for getting this all set up for me. Also, thank you to the committee for inducting my fellow teammates, my head coach, and myself. And thanks for including bowling in the Hall of Fame. My thanks are going to start with my parents, who can't be here tonight. My beautiful wife, Ashley, all my friends, and my in-laws, Scott and Cindy. I'd also like to thank my assistant coach, Tom Bumbarger, for showing up tonight. They were all huge supporters of myself and the team. Thank you to all the bowling parents that are here tonight, too, because I know they had to drive us to most of our matches and tournaments, especially my first year, so thank you to all of them. I'd like to start off by saying a few words about our coach, Mike Phillips. Coach Phillips is one of the most well-known and respected coaches in Northeast Ohio for youth bowling. He made a great impact on many of our lives. He wasn't that type of coach to yell at his players, but he would always tell you what he thought was right, and you could choose to follow that if you wanted to. There were a few bowlers that butted heads with him, but I think that comes with every head coaching position. I'm beyond grateful that the committee decided to nominate him. He definitely deserves it. When I first came to Mentor High, I didn't even know we had a bowling team, honestly. I ended up bowling intramurals for my first 2 years, and then when I found out we had a team, I eventually got together with some of my junior bowling league teammates that went to Mentor. Said, hey, let's form a team. Let's join the team. Safe to say that was one of the best decisions I made here. Competing on a high school team really gives you a sense of pride, especially when you put on that jersey. I know all my teammates felt the same way about that. It was also an incredible honor to be the first bowler to make it to the state level from Mentor. But it was also so much sweeter making it as a team. It's just not as fun bowling by yourself. In conclusion, participating on a team sport teaches student athletes many lessons, such as how to overcome adversity, how to become a listener and use constructive criticism to become coachable, how to handle pressure effectively, but most importantly is building those friendships and connections that last a lifetime. Thank you.
Our next recipient is Miss Rachel Strogan. Rachel Strogan led the Cardinals to a state runner-up finish in 2015, also in the sport of bowling. During that season, she was first team All-Ohio, the Greater Cleveland Conference Bowler of the Year, and the Ebonite, Ohio High School Bowling Coaches Association Northeast District Bowler of the Year. As an individual in the state tournament, she finished in second place in the OHSAAA state tournament. She was also named Northeast Ohio Conference Bowler of the Year in 2013. Rachel went on to the bowl at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Rachel Strogan.
Hope everyone can see me back there. I'm kind of short. First, I am honored to be inducted today, not only as an individual, but as part of a team too. Thank you to the committee and Jeff Casella for making this possible. Our coach, Mike Phillips, who unfortunately is no longer with us, would have been very proud of this moment and everyone being honored tonight. He believed in all of us and the potential we had. I would also like to thank my teammates who are also being inducted today. They were a great group of ladies to be around, and we had fun competing together. Lastly, I would like to thank my parents. My dad is the reason I'm in this sport and why I continue to pursue it in college. This sport has given me a lot of opportunities, but this one is special. Thank you.
And now we're going to be introducing a team. This is the 2011-2012 boys bowling team. The 2011-2012 boys bowling team held a spectacular 32-1 overall record that led them to the OHSAA state bowling tournament. The Cardinals were 15-1 in winning the Northeast Ohio Conference bowling title, led by the head coach, Mike Phillips, and NOC Bowler of the Year, Tommy Bumbarger, and all NOC bowlers, Ryan Parr, Brandon Poppelstein, and Kevin Oravez. The Cardinals ran away with the league title. In the postseason, the Cardinals won both sectional and district titles to advance them to the state tournament. After qualifying for the bracket round in the state tournament, the Cardinals opened up by defeating Wapakoneta 3-2 in advance to the semifinals. The Cards fell to Springfield Kenton Ridge in the semifinals to end up in third place in the state that year. This team advanced the furthest in school history in the OHSAA state tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, would all of the members who are here tonight of the 2011 and 2012 boys bowling team please come forward at this time?
I'm getting my money's worth tonight. On behalf of the 2012 boys bowling team, we're honored to be inducted into the Hall of Fame here tonight. Unfortunately, a couple of us were able to make it, but that's okay. When my friends and I joined the team in the fall of 2010, nobody knew who we were or how good we were even going to be. We started out the season by destroying local teams by huge margins, and we really put Menor bowling on the map. As was mentioned, we only lost one match in my 2 years on this team. And I don't care what sport you play, that's hard to do. We even defeated one of the best high school bowling teams right down the road from us in Fairport Harbor 4 times. But however, with every team sport comes adversity. The team fell short of making it to states in 2011. But we got our names out there that season, and we gained the valuable postseason experience we needed for the next season. Our 2012 season got off to a rocky start, with us losing one of our first matches to a very talented Stowe team. But I believe every great team needs to lose here and there to get a taste of that failure and to remain humble. We rebounded by not losing one single match the rest of that year, and we entered the postseason as heavy favorites to make it to the state tournament. We did just that by sweeping sectionals and districts, earning a berth into the state championships. We got off to a slow start at states, but that's to be expected for a first-time team. Once again, we showed our resiliency by qualifying for the Final 8. Our first match against Wapakoneta, who's been a top 10 team in the state for many years, we had a tall task ahead of us. My teammates stepped up in a huge way, and they set me up to finish the job in the 5th game. We did just that, but however, our magical end ended against Springfield Kenton. But as Coach Phillips said, we just ran out of gas. To make it as far as we did, we had about a 6-hour day of nonstop grueling competition at the state level. But competing and performing under the huge stress of the states really showed how far we came with great coaching and all the bonds that we built with each other. It's truly incredible to be here today, receiving this honor on behalf of my teammates, knowing we'll have our plaques hanging in this high school forever. I know our coaches are proud. I know Mike Phillips would have been proud. I do hope we left our mark here to inspire other young bowlers to keep the bowling teams alive and competitive. Thank you.
Makes us inspired to go out and bowl tonight, you know? That's wonderful. And now, ladies and gentlemen, another team. This will be the 2013 boys soccer team. The 2013 Mentor High School boys soccer season was a special one. With 15 seniors, 4 juniors, and 1 freshman, the team put together an 18-1 and 4 record, advancing all the way to the state championship. The offense scored 59 goals on the season, a 2.57 game average, and defense only allowed 14 against a .66 per game. They only allowed a total of 2 goals the entire postseason. This team was resilient in the postseason, winning numerous close games. Senior Jake Lombardo finished the season with 21 goals and 8 assists, leading the team in both goals and assists. Senior Evan Powell had 11 goals, and senior Cullen Eady added 10. Evan and Colin also tallied 7 assists each. Junior Kurt Rainey added 6 assists on the season, as well as senior Matt Makarkowicz had 57 saves on the season and finished with 13 shutouts. Matt was an excellent goalkeeper, but he also had a very solid defense in front of him, led by senior Brock Venman. Between contributions of the parents, team managers, school administration, coaches, and most importantly, the players themselves, this season was met with incredible success. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2013 boys soccer team. Those in attendance tonight, please come forward.
This is the slowest they've ever moved. Go ahead, Steve.
Okay. Good evening. On behalf of the 2013 men's soccer team, we would like to thank Mentor High School. We would like to thank the committee, and we'd also like to thank Jeff Casella. I am honored to be here to also be able to congratulate all those who got currently inducted as well into this class. Congratulations, what a great success all of you have been. I wanted to reiterate some of the what Mr. Danberg just mentioned regarding the people who we want to thank. There were many people that were involved in our success that season. We had the administration, we had the staff, we had trainers, parents, many of which who are here tonight. We had bus drivers, janitors, and most importantly, the players. And I couldn't be prouder of each and every one of you. I thank God for this moment in time that we had together, and you deserve this acknowledgement. I'm glad I can now call each and every one of you a fellow Hall of Famer. Congratulations. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the final recipient tonight, this is another team, and we're very privileged to have them tonight. So when I finish the spiel, then please come forward. The 2014-2015 girls bowling team. The 2014-2015 girls bowling team was loaded with talent top to bottom. The girls were Northeast Ohio Conference co-champions, led by NOC Coach of the Year, Mike Phillips, and NOC Bowler of the Year, Caitlin Harrison. The Cards won the NOC League tournament to clinch a share of the title. All conference bowlers, Rachel Strogan, Amy Fortuna, and Katie Pakoski, along with Caitlin Harrison, helped the Cardinals win both sectional and district titles on their way to the state championships. After qualifying for the finals, the Lady Cardinals defeated Centerville 3-0 in the opening round. In the semifinal round, they took 3 of 4 matches from Kettering Fairmont to advance to the state final. Unfortunately, the Cards fell to Wapakoneta in the final 3-1 to finish the year as state runner-up. This team is the first Mentor bowling team to compete for a state title. So would all of you please come forward, ladies and gentlemen, the 2014-2015 girls bowling team.
Figure out who's going to talk.
It's not me.
Oh, you're talking, huh?
Yeah, they put me in charge.
Congratulations.
Thank you. All right. Good evening. On behalf of this team, we are all honored to be inducted in this Sport Hall of Fame tonight. Most importantly, we dedicate this honor in part of our coach, Mike Phillips, our families, and the Mentor community. Our coach pushed us to be the best version of ourselves every time we would compete. Back in 2015, at the state championship, this entire team showed up, and we did just that. It was a joyous moment and one of my favorite senior moments. To be in the final match to potentially win a state title. Although we were runners-up, everyone left their best shot out there with no regrets. Again, on behalf of all of us, we are honored to be inducted here tonight, and especially alongside our coach, Mike Phillips. Thank you.
It's been a privilege to be your Master of Ceremonies tonight, and I too want to thank the committee and Jeff Casella for all the support and effort that he's given to me through the years to be the announcer, and I appreciate so much the committee choosing me to also be in the Hall of Fame. So I will now turn it back over to Jeff Casella. It's been a pleasure. Thank you all for coming tonight. It's very, very meaningful to all of us. Thank you for taking the time to come tonight. I appreciate it.
How about one more hand for Rick? I mean, I don't know, he's done a great job of this and fantastic. Just a couple of general announcements here before we can head over to St. John Vianney for our reception this evening. Head over there as soon as we're done. We're all set up and ready to go over there. A couple of just general announcements. Those of you that wish to partake, it is only a cash bar over there, so make sure that you have some cash with you if you'd like to do that. Inductees, take your plaques with you. I'll collect them back when we get to the ceremony. Unfortunately, I need to take them back because those are the ones that are going up in the hallway. I did send you an email today. If anybody wants to order those, they can for their own use. We have invited all of our inductees, including the teams, to attend tomorrow night's homecoming football game. The Cards are taking on Shaker Heights at the JTO tomorrow night at 7 o'clock kickoff. I'm asking all the inductees to be there and on the track on the sidelines by 6:30 so we can introduce you to the crowd before kickoff. So hopefully you can make it. If you are coming, feel free to see me at the reception tonight. I will be happy to give you some tickets, obviously complimentary, so we can get you in there and introduce you. So with that being said, again, my thanks for coming. We'll see you over at St. John Vianney. Have a great night, and go Cards. You should.